What if I told you that white powder you have in your kitchen cabinet could be related to why you feel tired, lacking energy, and with less desire to live life than before? Hold on a second before closing this video. Let me ask you something. Have you felt disconnected lately, like your body isn't responding the same way it did a few years ago? Because what I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes isn't something your doctor usually explains during a visit, and they probably never will. I'm Dr. Sofia Mendoza, a physician with over 10 years of experience working with men over 50. And what I started seeing in many patients a few years ago completely changed how I understand health at this stage of life. It turns out there's something in your body right now, something invisible to the naked eye, that could be causing you to oxidize internally more than you should. And no, I'm not just talking about cholesterol or blood sugar. I'm talking about excess acidity in the body. When your system tends to be more acidic, it's like an old battery that doesn't charge the same anymore. And what happens when that acidity gets out of balance within the ranges your doctor sees? Your energy plummets, your muscles respond worse, your daily performance, and in other aspects you already know, suffers. And the worst part is that almost no one explains it to you clearly. Many professionals tell you it's just age and send you home with a pat on the back, but it's not always just age. Let me tell you about Jose Luis, 72 years old, a retired engineer who worked hard his whole life. He came to my office and said a phrase I'll never forget. "Doctor, I feel switched off, like someone turned down the switch on my life." I ordered some tests and reviewed his history carefully. What I saw was a body working under a heavy load, with signs of acidity and metabolic overload, like trying to move forward with the handbrake on. I proposed a ridiculously simple solution, so simple that he looked at me like I'd gone crazy. 4 weeks later, Jose Luis came back to the office walking with a different rhythm. He practically walked in smiling from ear to ear. "Doctor, what have you done to me? I feel like I did when I was 40, he said. Want to know what we added to his routine? Food-grade baking soda? Yes, the same one many people use at home for cleaning or cooking. But hold on, it's not as simple as just taking it any old way, because if you take baking soda improperly, not only might it not help, but it could also upset your stomach. Instead, when used at the right time and in the correct amount as part of a healthy habits plan, the changes your body can notice are very interesting. Think of your body always seeking balance like a scale. On one side is the acidic, and on the other, the alkaline. When you overdo meat, white bread, sugar, coffee, and highly processed food, you promote acidity. And what happens when that balance tips too far toward the acidic? Your blood and body fluids start behaving like old oil, thicker, slower. And when that happens, nothing works as smoothly as before. When blood doesn't circulate well, oxygen doesn't reach where it should. Your muscles lose strength and your mind slows down with that frustrating brain fog. And in other important areas of the body, you know which ones. There's also a lack of that flow that moves everything. Many times it's not about age, but about acidity. Stick with me because what's coming next is worth it. I'm going to explain 10 real changes your body can notice when you regain that balance. And I warn you, some surprise even those who've been taking care of themselves for years. Number 1, blood flows freely again. Remember when you exercised and felt alive without getting exhausted after 5 minutes? When blood is too acidic, it behaves like honey, dense, slow. By correcting that acidity, it becomes lighter, like water. The result is simple: everything works better. Number 2, you recover the messenger of desire. There's a molecule called nitric oxide, responsible for arteries opening up and circulation reaching where it needs to. Without it, nothing runs smoothly. Excess acidity blocks it. By balancing the pH, it activates again, and you notice it. You know where. Number 3, you reduce silent inflammation. Even if it doesn't always hurt, there's often a small internal fire affecting your joints and tissues. When the body balances, that fire diminishes and you feel lighter. Number 4, your hormones find their place. The liver sometimes works beyond its capacity, and when that happens, it struggles to eliminate excess estrogen, a hormone men have too. If it builds up and testosterone drops, you feel more subdued. By improving that internal balance, the liver works better and your levels adjust more naturally. If all this is giving you a new perspective, I encourage you to stay with me because there's still a lot that can help you. Number 5, your cells produce more energy. Imagine your cells as little factories. If the environment is too acidic, they work at half speed. When you regain balance, they function at 100%, and you notice it when you get up in the morning. Number 6, you train without feeling like your legs weigh a ton. When you do physical activity, you generate lactic acid. That's what leaves you breathless and with a heavy feeling. By neutralizing some of that acid, your recovery improves and exercise becomes more bearable. Number 7, your kidneys breathe a little easier. They're in charge of filtering and balancing. If you've had excess acidity for a while, they've been overworked and are exhausted. When you reduce that load, they appreciate it, and so do you. Baking soda relieves some of the effort from your kidneys. It's like giving them a little break without stopping your normal life. Number 8, your stomach notices it too. When there's heartburn or reflux, you feel that annoying burn. Baking soda can help neutralize it, but carefully because there's a right way to use it. I'll explain it in a moment. Number 9, your bones stop losing calcium. When the body is too acidic, it uses calcium from the bones to compensate. It's like burning the furniture to heat the house. By balancing that excess, the wear and tear stops. Number 10, your mind clears up. Brain fog, lack of concentration, or frequent forgetfulness sometimes relate to this imbalance. When you regain the right pH, the brain functions more stably, ideas flow, memory responds, and your mood improves. Now, all this sounds hopeful, but there's an important detail. If you take baking soda without order or measure, you can cancel out the benefits and even feel bad. So listen carefully. You only need food-grade baking soda, warm water, and a fresh lemon. First step, the right amount. Start with a 1/4 teaspoon in a glass of warm water. It's better to start small so your body adapts. If 3 days pass and you feel fine, you can increase to 1/2 teaspoon. Second step, the right time. Take it on an empty stomach in the morning, about 30 minutes before breakfast. If you do it with food, it can interfere with digestion. Third step, the mix. Warm water, the amount of baking soda, and the juice of 1/2 lemon. When you stir, you'll see bubbles. It's normal, drink it right away. Don't let it sit. Fourth step, consistency. Do it 5 to 6 days a week. The first improvements usually show in 2 weeks, though deeper changes take 2 to 3 months. It's not magic. It's a natural chemical process, and this is where many people go wrong. Look at Manuel's case. 67 years old with hypertension and chronic fatigue. He tried this protocol, and after 6 weeks, he told me he felt energized again, almost like his batteries had been replaced. His blood pressure improved, and so did his vitality. But it's important to be clear. Don't follow this method if your blood pressure is very high and poorly controlled, if you have significant kidney disease, or if you're on blood pressure medication. In those cases, always consult your doctor. Remember that baking soda contains sodium. If you already consume too much sodium or have heart problems, it may not be suitable for you. And if you notice swelling, headaches, or digestive discomfort, reduce the dose or stop taking it. Your body warns you, you just have to listen. Your body gives you signals, so it's good to pay attention. And if you really want to boost this process, there's something important. Baking soda works much better when accompanied by magnesium-rich foods. Almonds, spinach, or a bit of dark chocolate can help. The same goes for bluefish, walnuts, or chia seeds. When you include them in your day along with the baking soda, the calming and anti-inflammatory effect becomes more evident. There are also foods that help balance your body's electrical system, like avocado, banana, or sweet potato. And for those who've been following this method for a month, there's a more advanced routine. Monday to Friday, take your normal dose and rest on the weekend. Plus, every 6 to 8 weeks, take a full week off from baking soda. The reason? To prevent your body from getting used to it. And the most curious thing is what some patients describe when their body starts responding better. They not only say they feel stronger, they also mention feeling more mentally agile, in a better mood, and with renewed desire to make the most of the day. Brain chemistry is closely tied to internal balance. Everything is connected. I know it might sound too simple, an ingredient you've had in your kitchen for years. How could it make such a difference? But simple solutions used well are often the ones that help the most. Now you have two paths. One is to close this video and continue with that fatigue you've been dragging for a while. The other is to take a small step today. Go to the kitchen, get the baking soda, and start. Give me 4 weeks, just that, and then tell me how you feel. Because believe me, it's not that you're older, it's that maybe your body is more acidic than it should be. And that does have a solution. Don't resign yourself to feeling bad just because you're 60, 70, or 80. Your body can still surprise you when you give it the right tools. If this video has opened up a new way of seeing it, share it with that friend who might need it, and subscribe if you want to keep discovering tips to take care of yourself, clearly and without complications. Above all, try it with common sense. The best help often isn't in an expensive pill. It's in what you already have at home. See you in the next video, and remember, there's still a lot left to live and feel.